I wanted to share the plan with you. By the way, I'm at the, this is the South End Rowing Club. This is my view. I love to come to the South End Rowing Club in San Francisco. It's really beautiful here. So this week I am going to release all of my notes for my book, my unfinished book. I'm going to release the notes on GitHub so everybody in the world can see basically what I'm up to. And then I'm going to film myself every day. Maybe not every day, but I'm going to create the book in a visible way, like every single day. Like maybe, like I said, maybe not every day, because I might have a vacation day, right? But the idea is to show people what I'm working on, the book that I'm making while I'm making it. And so you can see you'll be able to see hundreds of notes on GitHub that are basically that's the fertile soil of what the book is going to come out of. The notes are not the book. These notes, some of them are as old as 2011. This is like more than 10 years worth of work. The notes cover there's math and physics and neuroscience and neurophysics and lots of info about brain-computer interfaces. The name of the book is Self-Aware Networks. Self-Aware Networks is the name of the book. And I'm just revealing that name right now. It's going to be on pre-order. It's going to be on pre-order as an ebook on Amazon starting this week. So you're going to be able to pre-order the book, and you're going to be able to see the hundreds of notes that I'm using to create the book. Some of the notes, I want to create a disclaimer and say that some of the notes are outdated and they have incorrect information. They have information that I don't agree with. They have conclusions that I no longer agree with, but I kept the notes that I don't agree with because they contain something in them that might be useful for a later research or for rephrasing or for rewording. Some of the notes include the audio notes have a special designation. They all start with the letter B. The notes that in the notes that start with the letter B were transcribed automatically with Google Recorder, so that I was speaking into into my Google Pixel phone, and then the neural network transcribed it. So there's lots of errors. There's lots of words that in the audio notes in particular that I never spoke because the machine, for example, will take it's not trained on medical neuroscience. So every time, like a lot of times I would say the word dendrite and the machine would record gender, right? It would translate gender instead of dendrite. And because it's not, Google Recorder is not trained on a medical dictionary. So that was just one example. There was an example where I recorded exit terminal, which relates to the branches leaving a neuron, and Google Recorder recorded sexy terminal, and it puts in Google Recorder puts in like there's no it's a neural network. But it doesn't have any filters for profane words. It doesn't have any grammar checks or spelling checks. So a lot of the notes need to be fixed. Like I need to go back and like literally listen to each of the audio notes again, and manually and sort of like recapture what was originally said that wasn't transcribed. And I didn't know I was going to have to do that until like I sort of like. So anyway, so what I did was I said, okay, I'm going to put the book on pre-order. I'm going to share everything that I have right now, so people have an idea of what they're going to get if they buy the book. You can have a really good idea. But then I'm giving myself several months. I'm giving myself 5 months to actually do the work of going back into the audio notes, fixing the audio, and that includes a lot more cleaning up the notes. A lot of the audio that I basically that I released, that I recorded, was actually from conversations that I had with really brilliant, amazing people. So in that sense, I have to go back and listen to those conversations again to sort of separate out the things that I said from the things that other people said, because in those audio notes there are things that other people said that I definitely don't agree with, and so some of the stuff that I captured from conversations that I had with people, including in the notes that start with the letter A. That's just text. Some of the notes that start with the letter A. They were from text conversations that I had on social media. And most of the time, I deleted what the other person said because I was trying to say what I said. But in some cases, other people, they said things that were just. I saved it because I wanted to, because I wanted to make sure that I saved the conversation so I could do something with it later. But sometimes the other person said something that I didn't agree with that was offensive. And so there's some stuff in my notes that was said by other people that needs to be cleaned up. And I believe I've cleaned up like most of it, but there is likely to be something in there out of these hundreds of notes that's pretty awkward. But that's why I'm creating this disclaimer to sort of like say, this is what's happened. I want to make sure that no one is going to be offended. And then if people are, that's not intentional. It's not intentional. And I'm going to do my best to clean up everything. If you folks want to help me write this book, you can. It's going to be the book it's going to be on GitHub. So if you know how to use GitHub, you can read the notes and you can submit a pull request to update the notes, or you can send me text if you don't know how to use GitHub, and I can update the notes. So if you want to help me clean up the notes. And that you can if you do it with your own GitHub, then your name is on it because you pushed the update, right? Or you put a pull request. If I accept the pull request, which updates the note, then your name is on it. And so this GitHub will become the Self-Aware Networks Institute. The Self-Aware Networks Institute, and it will be located at selfawareneuralnetworks.com. And then selfawarenetworks.com will be the page for the Facebook group, Self-Aware Networks. And so I'll be sharing the title of I'll be sharing the cover of the book tomorrow, and the pre-order page this week, and the notes this week. The plan is to share the notes on January 17th, and then I'm going to create videos like this one, probably a lot more videos on YouTube that sort of like explain the major concepts of the book. And then I'm going to allow a dialogue. I'm going to allow researchers from around the world, anywhere in the world, to have a conversation with me about the notes that I'm sharing, so that you can debate what I'm saying, or you can contribute in other ways, and like I said, it's GitHub. So if you make a contribution, it's recorded, which is why GitHub is really a great place to start a virtual reality science institute. And I have some really cool WebXR code that's going to be part of the Virtual Reality Science Institute. It's really like it's like an XR Science Institute, because there will be an augmented reality version of this as well. I'm looking forward to getting some Magic Leap 2 glasses at some point, so I can focus on web AR stuff. But yeah, so that is the. Yeah, I'm actually eating dinner here. I paused my dinner so I can make this video. But it's really nice here in San Francisco. I feel like I'm not sure, but I feel like I'm getting more fit. I am going to the gym pretty regularly. This morning I did. I was on some kind of machine and I put some weight on there and it felt okay, and I did about 40 of those things with each arm. I'm not exactly sure how much weight I was pushing, but it felt right. And I'm eating healthy, so I'm doing I'll get a TV dinner, or this is these are it's like a mix of veggies, and then I put the salmon in it and some hot sauce and some salsa, and it's substantial food that's nutritious, and I think that's part of why my fitness continues to improve. And I'm getting exercise. I'm walking every day, trying to get my 10,000 steps in. I take the electric unicycle out a couple times a week. It's not an everyday thing, because there's a lot of gear to put on, and it's getting kind of hot. It's the temperature in San Francisco is sort of unlike previous years. It's very warm compared to previous 10 years, which is interesting. And I don't know exactly what that means, but so I'm really it's going to be really neat that now my book is going to be available for pre-order, and people are going to be able to see finally what I'm working on. And some of my ideas, the ideas that I have about physics, they could be way off. They could be really wrong. I don't know. But what I do know is that the ideas that I have about physics are different. They're different from other ideas that you've heard before. So they're novel, new ideas. And I've written a lot about physics, sort of new ideas, and I'm going to be sharing my gravity equation. My new gravity equation is going to be in my notes that I'm releasing this week. So physicists will be able to criticize that, and I imagine someone's going to tell me that's a bunch of bullshit and you don't know what you're talking about, and I'm like, okay, well. But you haven't heard this before, and at least I can say that. And maybe, I don't know, maybe there's a chance that it's right. I don't know. I hope it is. But you'll be able to see finally what I came up with, what I was talking about last year, and whether it's right or wrong, you'll be able to decide for yourself. And anyone will be able to comment, because it's GitHub, right? In terms of how the human brain works, I've said, I've got to figure it out, and that I could help the U.S. military build sentient and self-work neural networks, artificial neural networks. I said that, and now people are going to be able to verify if that is exactly true. So I imagine we'll have AI researchers look at this work, and neuroscientists look at this work, and maybe NASA scientists will look at the physics, and I don't know. And people are going to find, like I said, people are going to find the offensive stuff that over in 10 years worth of notes that you're saving from conversations you had on Facebook, or from audio dialogues you had with really interesting people. There's bound to be some offensive stuff in there. One of my grandfathers, the general, he would say, in an operation of this magnitude, there are bound to be some losses, and in a book of this magnitude, there are in notes of these covering a gamut of more than 10 years, and the number of topics in neuroscience and physics, and there's bound to be some a few times when I said something that wasn't quite right, or wrote down a statement that it doesn't really work out scientifically. Some scientifically incorrect statements are bound to be in this book. I mean, in the notes. But the notes. The key thing is the notes are not the book. What you see in the notes is not going to be. That's just the soil from which the book is going to grow out of. So some of the notes will make it into the book, and some of them will not. Some of the notes will be deleted or edited or rephrased or just not utilized in the book. And so originally I imagined that the book would be around 300 pages. I had about 1,000 pages, and I went through it all and whittled it down to about 750 right now. And then I put in I added I think there's 500 photos that are, and many of them are pictures or screenshots of books that I read, quotes that I wanted to cite from books that I read, books like Rhythms of the Brain by Giorgio Basacchi, right, a neuroscientist, and Stephen Strogatz, the author of Sync, right, and Jeff Hawkins, the author of On Intelligence and 1,000 Brains, and authors like that. So really interesting people. And there's some quotes from Donald Hebb, and so it's going to be. I think I have a quote from Tesla in there, just one little quote. So it should be interesting, and it's going to be. I think it's going to be a really good book, even if it's not 100% correct. I'm going to try to make it correct, and you can help me if you want to, because I'm going to do it in public. I'm going to make this book in public, and if you help me, your name is going to be in the book. It will be in the contributor. You'll be listed as a contributor if you go on to GitHub and help me to put together this book. So I've got an outline of the table of contents, which is going to be shared this week as well in the notes. And I'll be expanding that table of contents and going over major concepts with everybody live on video like this. I think it will be on YouTube though, and it will include I'll be showing my computer while I do that. So so that's the thing. I need to go back and eat my dinner because I've been working all day and I'm hungry. So I'm glad that I was able to share this cool news with you. Thank you for watching, and stand with Ukraine, arm Ukraine now. Stand with Ukraine, arm Ukraine now. That's the last thing I'm going to say for this video. And have a wonderful evening. Here we go. Partnership.